Hey guys, this is ARTFX and I'm gonna be doing a request. In one of my last videos I got requested if I could do a cyberpunk electronic cinematic kind of sound. Kind of like a Pluckish, arpeggiated kind of sound. So we're gonna be doing that today. I don't know where I'm gonna start or how it's gonna end up, but let's get to it. So, we have Serum open right here, and I'm going to be making some of these cinematic, cyberpunkish kind of sounds. They will end up in my preset pack for Serum that's aimed at cinematic sounds, and I'm just going to be making something. I don't know what it's going to sound yet, but let's get to it. So I made this little melody, and there's a subway riding by the window right now. I live really near to the subway track, so you might hear that. I made this melody. It's just based on a F minor. So that just gives us a starting point, a starting position. Now, I'm going to bring the sustain down a little bit on the amp envelope, and going to make this a bit shorter. I gotta go to envelope 1, of course. And let's give it some release as well, so that gives it a nice, interesting kind of sound. Like that. Now let's find a wavetable that I like. I'm gonna go into the digital. Let's try this one. And let's add this one to it. That sounds interesting. I'm gonna add 2 voices, and the tuning is gonna be down quite a lot. These 2 are gonna be down as well. Let's see what we can do. Level 1 to that. This gives it a slightly different feeling. We might as well add another oscillator to this. Let's go into the spectral one. Scout? I never really used that before. That might work. Okay, let's see what happens if we FM this with the first one. Okay, sounds quite interesting. We could also FM this from the sub. Just turn the sub on. So it definitely makes a difference, and now I can add this one again. I like the sound of that. Let's add a little noise to it as well. We can do that with an LFO. Just make it really short. Something like that. Set that to trigger or set it to envelope and just add that to the noise level. Then we can just play around with the speed of that. Just add a little sort of like a transient sound at the start. Then let's go to the filter. You know, there's a whole lot of things we can do with these filters. I like the all pass filter, has a really cool sound to make things sound a little glitchy, I think. I've done that with this one. Let's just see how that sounds on this. See? So you can really make interesting stuff with that. But you kind of like get a pitch shifting thing going on as well. It really screws up the phase of the sound, so it really, you gotta be careful with that filter. But it's a really cool one, definitely a cool one to check out. However, on this one I think I want something a little bit more, well, maybe just a regular low pass. Let's go with a low pass 18 this time. Really creating that sort of like transient sound with those two envelopes. Well, basically an LFO and an envelope, but this one is set to an envelope mode, so it actually acts like it's an envelope, which kind of really works well because you get super fine control when you just turn off the BPM switch right here. Really like that. I think we can go to the effects section now. We can play around a little bit with the distortion. I really like the distortion. Let's try out the asymmetrical one. Just adding a little bit of distortion to that. Not too much though, just a little bit. Maybe add a little chorus. Make it a little bit wider. And then I would add maybe a multiband compressor. Now maybe add a little bit of flanger, nothing too much though. I would really just a little bit. And then let's add some reverb just to make things sound a little bit more interesting. That sounds better. That's really nice, just have that reverb in there. I can add a little macro to that mix. That just makes it easier to sort of like do things on a build-up, for instance, where you bring the reverb up so that it brings more tension into the mix. Because what happens when you add reverb to a sound, it kind of like feels as if the sound is pushing backwards away from you, from the listener. So when you add that, it's kind of like going backwards in terms of how it sounds, how far it sounds away from you. And then as soon as you drop well, the first bass sound in, which is gonna have probably little to no reverb, it's gonna sound really upfront and it's really gonna sound big, and that's what you want a lot of times. So that macro is gonna be good for that. You can definitely automate that throughout the build-up. It's gonna give you an interesting sound. Now we might be able to just play around with this filter to just add some interesting stuff to it. You know, you have these comb filters which are pretty cool. So that sounds pretty interesting already. We could add a little delay. I like dotted delays, those are really interesting. Ping pong. You know, these create these really interesting sounds, especially when they're in front of the compressor, which is really gonna bring that up. It's the compressor is just bringing the delay and the reverb up a lot, and that's something I really like. See? That's a really nice effect. The hyper, maybe just add that in as well. So yeah, there you have it. That's a pretty interesting plucky sound. And it's definitely going to be the best if we're just going to layer that, you know. That's where the power comes in of all these kind of things. Layering is really key. I mean, I can open up one of the pads. Take a pad. Maybe not that one, but so let's just copy over this clip. Just get rid of these notes. So what I want here is just create a nice little chord progression. So going from this one going down. That's what it's doing, and then it's going from this one to that one. We can create chords out of that. That, and then it's gonna go up, but this is gonna be a major, and then this one is gonna be major as well. So that's pretty much what's gonna happen. You know, you can invert some of these chords, which is also interesting. Do something like that. So there's quite a long release on this patch. Maybe make it a little shorter. And we can also, you know, make these a little shorter, so we kind of like give the pads a little room to breathe between each one of these pads. Between each one of the chords, I have to say, of course. Now the trick comes, and that's just automating these knobs so that you really get something interesting. So that means doing something like and then with this one we want to do that as well. And there's this really harsh sound now that's coming from this one, from noise level, so I can do auxiliary source macro 2, still there. Might be this one, that one, but let's not do that. This one to the macro, that's better. There you have it, guys. That's how you create some really interesting plucky kind of sounds, which can be used in an arpeggiator or any kind of other rhythm or melody, whatever you want. They definitely sound great. And you can change up the waveforms, you know, you can change the waveform up and it's gonna be a completely different sound. So yeah, that's definitely an interesting thing. Now, if you like these videos, comment, like and subscribe. That'll help me to grow this channel bigger. I'm trying to do as many videos as I can, which is going pretty well so far. If you want to have some patches or presets that sound like the ones that you hear in my videos, go to my website, which is www.artfx-studios.com. There's only a few days left, on which you can get 40% discount in the web store. It's gonna run till the last day of this month. After that, it's just going to be the normal prices again. So during the checkout, you fill in the code 40k special. That will give you 40% discount of any product that you order in the web store. I hope you like it, and I'll see you back soon. Peace.